The lights. Hang on. Happens every time. Oh shit.
We're live.
Gotta roll. We're live. What? We're live. What's up? Welcome. Here we are at the pre-show. Man, here we go. Lady Death Nightmare Symphony. Damn, it's crazy. Last half hour of our campaign. People running around. This is how I originally intended to start this. So let's do a take two. Jimmy, you could go down for 1 second. Good evening. My name is Brian Pulido, and welcome to the Lady Death Nightmare Symphony pre-show. How you doing, everybody? Crazy, man. Well, this time around, I'm here with Mike McLean, co-writer on everything that we do for Coffin Comics. And this is more low-key than we had before. This is how it's going to go in our pre-show. First thing we're going to do is encourage each and every boy and girl out there to enjoy any type of libations they enjoy. It can have alcohol in it. It doesn't have to have alcohol in it. You have a soft drink, fruit juice, it doesn't really matter. And the other thing I'm going to say is, for everyone out there, you have officially been coined, so please post a coin picture. You know? You ready?
Somewhere.
All right. I just coined McLean. Let's see how this goes.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No! Yes! Right on. All right, cool. All right, he's legit, man. That's great. Anyway, what can I say? Hey, we also got the Coffin crew in here. It's a little low-key. We got Nick over here working on the last half hour of the campaign. Nick, what's going on over there? What are you doing? Answering?
Yeah,
Mostly so. Nick's over there talking to comments, keeping it live. You got Jeff Fang. Here's the guy who saved our ass when we launched. It's hard to think it was already 30 days ago.
30 days flies by, man. I'm telling you.
So recreate that moment. I don't know if you guys remember, but we're supposed to launch at 7 o'clock.
Yeah. So we go live. We click the button, and basically nothing happened. It just says error. Right? Can't go live. And so we're. Oh, here. Let me.
Lights on your head. There we go. Yeah.
So we start digging around inside a Kickstarter a little bit, looking for the errors, trying to figure out, okay, what is it that's missing, and it's being super helpful, not giving us any kind of feedback whatsoever, just saying I can't. Kind of went in through the back portal through it, discovered that hey, we had a reward date that was going to ship before the Kickstarter was officially over. Pushed that out into the forward, clicked the button, and 15 minutes later we're live.
It was amazing, and for me at least, when I think back on that moment, luckily I had some training being on film sets, and crazy stuff does happen that interrupts things, so it allows you to be calm, cool, and collected. But I'm going through my mind, I'm are we gonna have to reschedule this? That would be horrible. Or even in that time frame, I'm wondering, are people just gonna check out? But cool thing about Jeff, we all observed later, was people are at various levels of freaking out. I'm totally unqualified to solve the problem, but I was happy that the right minds were, and Jeff was just kind of diagnosing it. So big up, most valuable player, Jeff Fang. And also for all you fiends out there, just so you know that Jeff will be rewarded with the lowest numbered fine art germ print available to the public. Wow. as a thank you for that and his other overqualified contributions to Coffin Comics. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the people?
It's Coffin as a whole has been a success, and I've been really proud to work with Brian and everybody else on the crew. And basically, it's all because of what you guys do, your contributions, you guys keeping Lady Death alive and reading her stories, seeing the art, coming out to the conventions, saying hi to everybody who's there. Probably not me since I'm not usually there, but it's one huge family is basically what I'm trying to say, and tripping over my words here. So huge thanks to all of you guys for watching, for reading, for tuning in, doing everything, because we're living a dream, and it wouldn't be a dream without you guys. So thank you.
Without a doubt. You're beautiful now, GTFO. Right, get out of my chair, Jeff Fang. Jeff also has the benefit of his last name is really Fang. What is that derivative of?
It's actually European.
Sure.
It's anglicized. I believe it was Funk, F-A-N-C-K.
Nice.
From Western Europe, and my ancestors came over and they hit Ellis Island, and the Americans were like, "What, are you kidding me? No!" And so now I'm actually, the joke is I'm the whitest Asian guy you're ever gonna meet. So there you go.
Thing, there he is. Great name. Everyone should have a cool last name at Coffin. It's funny. Mike Flippin, who's not here but has been our graphic designer, my graphic designer since 1992. His email is Mike Coffin. So I wonder if it's time to change the name. But here we are, I'm sitting with Mike McLean, co-writer on Lady Death, Nightmare Symphony, all the Coffin Comics properties. Anything you want to say to the folks out there?
Just to reflect on what he just said, a big thank you to everybody that supported the comics, this one and the previous ones. I think you're going to be really happy with the story and very happy with what's coming up. I think it's our best Lady Death Coffin comics so far, and I'm really excited to see people get a hold of it.
What he said. I'm pretty excited too, because for folks who choose to read the material, if you read Apocalyptic Abyss, spoiler warning, it was revealed that Lady Death has 2 adult children, Vivian and Gunnar, also known as Chaotica and Hellslinger. And the question is, how did that come about? In our story, Nightmare Symphony details that. It actually details a period of time of unusual vulnerability for Lady Death. But of course, how things go for Lady Death, at this very vulnerable time, nefarious forces are simply ready to take care of business, and things go bad for Lady Death. Anyway, you'll be reading it soon enough, because here we are, 1/2 hour away from the close of the campaign. Let me see. Hey, Nick G, what's our current total, and how many backers?
Currently got, oh wow, we're at 293, 769, and we have 2,345 backers.
I gotta tell you, one of the most phenomenal things is to see the growth. So we're so happy to have additional backers on each campaign, because unabashedly we want to head towards 3,333 backers, 666 backers, 9,999 backers. We love what we do. We're so thankful that you embrace what we do and allow us to have a life where we get to tell these stories, where every day we're surrounded by art like this stuff here. Like, look every day we just get to worry about manufacturing these beautiful images and working with these super talented people. So it's incredible. It's in this campaign in particular, we never know what's going to happen on each campaign. So I mean, what's your experience of the growth of the campaigns?
It's just phenomenal. If you would have told me a couple of years ago
right.
that this was happening, if you look at your first campaign,
Yeah.
it was 70,000.
Well,
and how many-
76,000. It was still tremendous. We were off to the races.
and that would be, and that's great. And the last campaign, we were all blown away.
Yeah.
So to imagine this one is already up to 293, and really the backers are what I find exciting. That more and more people are backing the campaign, which means more and more people are getting involved with Lady Death and Coffin Comics. So I think that's tremendous.
Yeah, my experience, honestly, life is challenging, right? It has its ups and downs, but everything that's been going on in the domain of Coffin Comics has been tremendously satisfying, because this extra cash lets us make projects for the next bunch of years. It helps us populate the museum. It largely just fuels the dreams of all the stuff that we like. And speaking for myself, like everything I've liked, I probably liked it since I was 11 years old. So it's comics, horror movies. It's really simple stuff in life, frankly, and that we get to do it. It's incredible. It's it's kind of cool. We are indebted to you guys, and we're excited. Now, by the same token, I got to let you know that as we close the campaign, let me let you know how the Coffin Comics mindset works. So we're not going to rest on our laurels. We're not kicking it. Tomorrow is Saturday and most people take off. Nick G will actually spend the entire day generating what we call the backer report. And then on Monday, first off, I will literally press the button like nuclear codes on 100 different items from the Kickstarter that are gonna go to press. And that begins that process. So we are, I guess we could, Nick is kind enough to do it on Saturday. I mean, I guess reasonably he could do it and should do it on Monday, but we're Coffin, so it's gotta happen on Saturday, and we gotta press the button on Monday on like everything. So all our paperwork is ready, and we're just ready to slip the numbers in and then just start ordering. And that's what my Monday's gonna be about, is just order. But also, to live to fight another day, we're actually already, Mike and I we're at work on Lady Death Chapter 10, which would be the Lady Death for this time next year. We're actually kind of, in August, I sequestered myself away and I was working on 10 along with Mike and doing some additional stories that you will learn about soon. I don't know what we can't really say too much. What I can tell you is, if you read Lady Death Apocalyptic Abyss, the way it ends, she and the crew called Hell Raiders are coming to Earth. And then we threw you guys a curve by doing a story that's 20 years ago. And what I can say is that for the next Lady Death we do in 2019, she comes to Earth. So I think we'll talk about that a little bit more maybe after 7 o'clock. We got a couple minutes to go. Is there anything you'd like to add or say to folks? I'm going to call a couple other folks in, put them on the spot, interview some people.
Well, just, to reiterate, this is a dream come true. You were talking about being a kid and loving these things. Just the idea to get the chance to write comics and to see all this amazing artwork being produced related to the story that we worked on together. It's just amazing. And I can't thank you guys anymore. It's because of you guys and reading these books and backing the Kickstarter campaign. So thank you.
Thanks to Mike McLean, man. Mike and I working together, it's one of the great pleasures of my life. I say it, and it's completely true. And I guess we're really contrasting characters in some respects, but I got to tell you that from a pop cultural point of view, we're probably on this exact same level. I'm kind of loud and boisterous. Mike is perhaps slightly more reserved. That might be a way of describing it. But when it comes to the other thing I think is fascinating is I think we agree primarily on how we view story, generally speaking, how it can be revealed, and I think each of us in this collaboration have different types of strong suits. And I think Mike is the smoother writer. I'm the crazy idea guy, but I'd acknowledge you on that part.
Oh, and the crazy idea guy is definitely a great way to describe it. Brian comes up with these ideas that I don't know where he gets them. They're just formulated somewhere in that toxic brain in there.
Comic sensibility.
Yes,
it's like being probably before I could even read, I would see these things that had pictures and words, and would see the pictures, and I think from a very, very young age I was highly influenced by comic book sensibility. But thank you, that's kind of you. We definitely have some new stuff coming up. I think we'll talk a little bit about after the close. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, it's Nick, how are we doing? We have what? We have less than 17 minutes to go.
This is 17 minutes ago. We're at 294, 349.
What? That's crazy.
And,
how many backers?
2,351 backers.
What? That's incredible. That is just remarkable. People still talking to you? Here's our countdown clock till we go till 7. I'm actually gonna put some Coffin crew members on the spot. Mike, I'll kick you out. Francisco, have a seat. I would like to introduce each and every one of you to the president of Coffin Comics. This is Francisca Pulido.
Hi, everybody.
So, Francisca, I want to ask you a little bit
Disturbing.
about. Francisca's slightly camera shy, but if you just talk to me, you'll be fine. So, I want. Can you describe a little bit about your accountability inside Coffin Comics?
So my accountability inside Coffin Comics is everything from numbers.
Yeah.
Sorry, somebody was calling me. I had to see who it was. Basically the financials, working with the printers, in giving Brian Pulido the space to create and make wonderful comics.
Thank you. I'd also add that Francisca helps us set strategy in the budgets and enforces budgets, etc.
And I designed this office space.
Yeah, HQ is HQ because of Francisca Pulido. Yeah.
If you're not coming out to Fiend Fest, really reconsider it in February. Come on out.
That's
check
true.
it out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Lady Death Fiend Fest is occurring February 22 to 24 here in Phoenix, Arizona. And we encourage you to come on out if you're hardcore. You'll meet all the other hardcores. I guarantee you it's a spiritual experience. We're going to unveil the Lady Death Museum and all of this whole place to you guys. So, Francisca, hey you, shut up in the background. Hey you, shut up, we're live.
You kids!
That's Nick.
Kids! Shh!
Look at that, Nick.
Mom wants you to be quiet.
How many employers let the kids drink on the job?
At least one.
That's right. Well, we encourage it in certain
I
circumstances.
hope you're all having a cocktail with us.
Yeah, it would really.
And if you're not, hope you're having a glass of water with us.
Right.
It's all good, whatever it is, just as long as you're with us.
Yeah, we don't believe in drinking until 5 or until the work's done. It would suck if we pack packages that way, but we work hard and we play hard.
Yeah.
So Francisco, what I wanted to ask you about is, from your eyes, your experience of the rise of Coffin, and from maybe before Coffin was formed, during the lawsuit to the present, what are some of your impressions of the time?
Nick's walking by. So before Coffin and before the lawsuit, you were pent up, ready to create, and having the lawsuit broke open the Brian Pulido that we all know and love, and just like stories started to flow out, and ideas and covers and all of that. And then luckily you got to meet Mike McLean, and you two together creating stories. So to me, Coffin Comics is a complete rebirth of Brian Pulido and Lady Death, and a new birth of La Muerta and other wonderful books coming up soon.
Francisca, in closing, is there anything else that you'd like to say to the folks out there across the globe as the president of Coffin Comics?
There's only one thing to say: without you, we are nothing. I am humbled before you, and I thank you so much. This is a fucking blast. Am I allowed to swear?
Sure.
On the Facebook?
Yeah.
On the lives, I swore.
Yeah.
But to you, you guys rock. We are sworn. Long live Lady Death.
Long live Lady Death. Nick G, come here.
Nick, you're in trouble. You gotta talk on the camera.
Bring in Nick. Let me set the scene.
I need to talk on the camera.
Oh, okay, thanks. Here, have a seat. I get no respect. So let me set the scene for you. In May of 2008, I was lucky enough to raise enough money with my friends, the Ronalds brothers, and to make a movie called The Graves. And on that particular movie, this young man was hired to be the digital assets manager. And his name was Nick G, this young man you see before you. And I think when Nick and I met, I still can't explain, there is a certain chemistry that comes between us. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Is that not true?
I'm just kidding.
What does that mean?
I'm just
It
kidding.
just sounded a little romantic.
A little bit.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Hey, it was a film set. Shit happened.
Romance going on.
Okay. See, that's what you get when you get vulnerable with people. They just like shit on your parade. Anyway, we met up, and there was some sort of kinship right off the bat. We edited the movie together, and then after the movie ended, we're all kind of like in like a bit of a limbo, because I think in one way we all wanted to make this movie, sell this movie around the world, and it would be like a rocket ship that would take off, and we would all find ourselves, like, I imagine myself to be the second coming of Sam Raimi, and in some ways I still do, but that movie wasn't the one for us. But so then everything kind of slowed down to a crawl, and we're kind of looking at each other and like, what the heck are we going to do? And I was working with kind of a less than ideal publishing situation, let's say. And but then I decided to kind of make a play, and you came on board. What were some of your impressions of the early era? And you could be completely plain about like how it all was.
The early era of Coffin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at first I didn't know how big it was gonna get. I mean, that's for sure.
I mean, I'd call you up and I'd be like, "Hey, dude, I think I have like 10 hours of work for you."
Yeah. And sometimes it'd be like, "Do we have anything to do this week?" And then it just kind of turned into this, and it's been great. So,
What's your experience now?
it's awesome. I mean, I don't think I've ever had a better job previously. So, rock on.
Rock on. I'm gonna let that go to my head. No, when Nick and I began, there was a period of time in Coffin before we were making new stories where it was actually just me in a room, staying connected with fiends and packaging stuff up. And then we were kind of making more stuff and going to cons, and then asking Nick to come on board, and maybe we'd have like 10 hours of work a week, maybe then 20, and you know, we continue to kind of make our play a little by little. And then I think that the true turnaround, I mean, I guess things were kind of cranking along even before us doing new stuff. However, we operated our business out of 3 storage lockers.
We did.
And then tell them the story of what really happened.
Well, we got kicked out of one. Yeah, because I was like packing orders inside of one, and some district manager was visiting the facility, and he was not okay with it.
He was not okay with it.
Well, and also I had my dog Abby, who was a baby at the time, in her kennel, so she had like this separation anxiety thing going on. And like, okay, it's like, it's in a kennel. What's she gonna do?
Well, I mean, contractually, I guess we kind of knew we were kind of being bad boys and girls on that, but
But I mean, when did we follow the rules?
when do we follow the rules, man? So yeah, cut to now, like it's a whole different era, and it's quite wonderful. If you guys are speaking to customer service, it's Nick G. If you like the customer service that Coffin Comics provides, I'd like to acknowledge and give a lot of credit to Nick G for that. He has absolutely incredible voice online, and his attention to detail is fantastic. And you know, there's a handful of people in your life that you know kind of have your back, and for me, Nick G is one of those guys, and I hope you kind of feel that for me. We've been through. Yeah, and you and I have been through some stuff together, and on the record and off the record, and right, and we've been to the very edge. Frankly, I think that's true, right? Yeah. It makes Fran cry, and now we're in a whole different period of time.
Don't touch my hair.
So anything else you want to say in conclusion to all the fiends, new and old? You know, what's amazing about this campaign is there's over 200 people who have backed our Kickstarter campaign who have never backed a Kickstarter at all before. Lady, shut the F up. Yeah. Nicely. I mean,
We're talking about my hair.
Well, your hair's great, but we're talking to the people. Anything else you'd like to say in conclusion?
Well, I've enjoyed my time here at Coffin, and I look forward to many good years to come.
We have a lot of years to come, man. We got plans. I mean, it's crazy, man. We actually roughly plotted Lady Death to her 50th anniversary. All right, so we got about 7 minutes till the campaign ends. So what I'd like to do is tell you, I mean, I'm in it to win it. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to hype up some books over here. When 7 o'clock comes, we're going to celebrate. But Nick, let's get you back on the thing. I'm going to talk over here.
Okay.
And I'm going to encourage you guys to keep backing this campaign. And what would you get if you backed this campaign? Well, let's say you took 24 bucks. If you put 24 bucks up, we're going to ship your items. Any tier ships to the United States for free. 24 bucks, we're going to give you a Kickstarter edition. Square bound, beautiful UV coating, 48 pages of story and art. 48. Common comic books are usually 20 to 22 pages of story and art, and the balance are ads. But that's not all. We're also going to give you over 22 unlocked stretch goals, including another 32-page comic book. This one called Sworn, which includes beautiful pinups by today's finest illustrators. Incredible stuff. That's not all.
That's not all.
That's not all. We have trading cards. We have a mini print. We have a two-sided bookmark. We have a business card magnet. We have stickers, because I'm going to let you in on a secret. I'm a comic book publisher mainly because I want to make stickers. So I'm in it for the stickers. We also have a flexible Lady Death Rules ruler.
Lady Death
Flexible.
rules.
Your mileage may vary. And then we would ship all this for free. And if you don't want to touch your comic, you can actually, we'll give you the digital copy too. So imagine that for 24 bucks. And you still have 7 minutes to get behind this campaign. Nick, what's our current total? Let's check out our current total.
25,100.
Can you believe that we have done 295,000 and we have 2,000, how many?
2,358.
358 backers. Oh man, that's amazing. 300. Okay, let me do some mathematics. 300. Okay, minus the digitals plus this. Amazing. Great. We have a lot of cool other additions. Take a look at the crew. It's kind of like zooming and honing in because we're getting closer and closer. We have 5 minutes left. This particular campaign, I had a lot of fun. For the longest time, I've wanted to introduce the concept of the golden ticket. By no means is it original, but I just love the movie Willy Wonka. I loved that someone could get the golden ticket. It would transport them to a whole other place. I think it's phenomenal. So we've introduced the golden ticket. What the golden ticket is an opportunity for 10 lucky backers throughout all the reward tier to be eligible to win an Art Germ Metal Legend Edition. This Metal Legend Edition is limited to 13 copies. It is the lowest print run Art Germ book ever produced on Earth. And 10 of these will be available to backers. Once again, the golden ticket, and you are eligible in every single solitary tier that's physical. Digital rewards are not eligible. So, how do you like all this art, folks? The other thing that's great for that I'm excited about is that as a fan of comic books in the form myself, it's like making your hobby your life. And the idea to be able to work with artists of this caliber that are the people defining this moment in time is unbelievable. Paul Green, Dan Mendoza, Art Germ, Diego Bernard. I am letting you know Diego Bernard is going to be a name that's going to be important in the future. Elias Chatzoudas, incredible, and others. Murat Michaels, Homage King. It's an amazing time right now in Coffin to be able to work with these wonderful people. And how many minutes do we have left? 3 minutes until we close the campaign. It's ridiculous. Talk to Nick right away if you want to add on. You can talk to him. You got 3 minutes to do it. So what's going to happen next? At 7 o'clock, the campaign is going to be concluded, and your cards are going to be charged. And then for the new backers back there, the next period of time is going to be called the survey period. In about 10 days, we're going to get in contact via email, so make sure your email is current, make sure you check your email, and we're going to send you a survey. We're going to fill out your name, your address, your phone number, and give you an opportunity to pick up some extra goodies that you may have seen on the campaign that you're interested in. At that time, we are on track, and we expect to be shipping in November. We've done, I think, 12 or 13 other Kickstarters, and we usually ship within 4 to 8 weeks. Speaking of shipping, I want to put Brandy Reese on the spot. So this is Brandy Reese. This is our shipping. This is our warehouse and fulfillment manager. Is there anything you want to say to the folks?
We love you.
What's your favorite band? You can say it. We still love you anyway.
New Kids on the Block. Hey. Peanut Gallery. Lincoln Park.
Okay, you're like STP, right?
Yes.
Okay.
God, I want to show one thing about Brandy is that by agreement she must dress at least 50% in black. Would you mind standing up? And so this is the explanation: sparkle, but skulls, and then black. So
Sparkle.
she's like half sworn to the black.
Sworn to the sparkle.
Sworn to the sparkles. Black can
Those are pretty
sparkle
cool kicks.
too. I know. Thank you.
So, we love and respect Brandy in spite of her musical taste. Earlier tonight, I was trying to show her the virtues of Slayer.
I guessed wrong.
Is this Ozzy Osbourne?
I thought it was Peterson.
No, it's all good. Actually, I mean, hey, look, man. We do. I think we do lean towards. How are we doing? 1 minute 30 seconds.
1 minute.
We do lean towards rock and roll and heavy metal. But to be honest with you, most of us are music nerds. We love all kinds of music. I'll let you in on a secret. I was so lucky to work for Def Jam Records in like the first year of its infancy, so I like it all. I'd like to do a little shout out and say hello. Why don't you say hello to Mr. Jeff Cooperschmidt? So now Coop, the deal with Coop is we go back 20 years plus, and if you like your stretch goal packs, this is the man who's probably critical in assembling them along with the mystery envelopes. And I always like to show, like, you know, in 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. We also like to say, oh shit, it's 1 minute.
Oh shit, it's 1 minute.
1 minute. Real quick, I like to say with what was I going to say? Oh, well, like for Clem
Coop's
now.
a badass and we love you.
Right, so we
love
call
Coop.
Coop the resident badass. What I like is, real quick, let me show you the Kirby-esque Silver Surfer, Galactus, and of course the Thanos. So
38 seconds.
So Coop don't play. Damn, it's 38 seconds in a couple of minutes. I don't know. Oh, you guys want to join me back here? I don't know. Let's go. Oh, Coffin crew in the house. It's crazy. 1 second, really quickly here. I'm going to take this in. Jimmy Calabrese, man. Jimmy, man, what do you have to say, man? Here we are. 12 seconds.
12 seconds, I said, thank you, Swarth! You guys did this! You did this! Thank you! Thank you!
Head of Marketing and Sales, Jimmy Calabrese. What did we end at? We don't know what we ended at.
We don't know.
808.
What?
295-808.
What?
295-808.
Wow!
Thank you. We love you.
What do you say, Nick?
That was the closest guess. It was me.
Yeah, Nick was close.
90s flashback. 90s
My sister Lamari. Right on, man. Give back. So this is how it's gonna go. I think we gotta do a toast. What do you think?
Yeah. Bar.
Stick around. It ain't over, man. I think we're gonna do a toast here, and then afterwards.
Okay.
Then afterwards, we got a little trickery. I need a show of hands. What are we drinking, by the way? I think I said whiskey earlier. I don't know what mood I'm in. Anybody Fireball?
No.
Fireball.
I gotta dry.
All right, we're doing Fireball. Fuck
How you
it.
feeling, Mike?
Fireball's alright. Maybe leave a little one.
Come on, man. Fireball is like a great raunchy drunk. We're doing it. Can you handle it?
How you feel about the Kickstarter?
Oh, awesome. Beyond expectations. You guys are great. I can't believe the numbers.
Stick around, folks. We're going to have a little drinky poo here. And then afterwards, you may ask yourself, where the F does Coffin Comics go from here? And we have the answer to that. So don't go too far. So by a show of hands, how many we got? Mike, count how many shots we're doing?
Got one,
One.
2, 3, 4.
I like how the Irish guys are definitely in.
To be fair, I'm German, but cool.
So 4? All right. Dude, I've had some amazing drunks with Fireball.
Only a German would do that.
Dude, no shame. I legit don't even know what this is, so
I'll do one, Brian.
Surprise.
I'm in for a treat.
It's candy.
All right, folks.
All right.
I'm German too, so.
It's cinnamon candy.
All right.
Coffin Comics is blazing a trail only because of you. We thank you. You are incredible. You give us life. Thank you so much for the opportunity to entertain you in a world of total seriousness and, some serious shit going on in the world. I know we all have our ups and our downs, and I know the quality of life, but the idea that we can provide a little fun and relief in your life is our fucking lifeblood. So big up to you guys. Thank you. Fireball is great. Let the parties continue. Let's do this again. That's with that. It's pretty addictive. Couple of Phoenix Comic Cons ago, we always kind of like host the bar, and I would have like one of these Fireballs in my back pocket, and no matter what everyone was drinking, I was like just hitting everybody with it. So good times. Well, hey, look, stick around because some cool stuff's going on. Don't go too far. Just hang on 1 second. Mike, talk to the people for a minute.
Talk to the people.
Hello. How you doing? Again?
All the
A
people.
little bit on spot here. I can't wait to tell you what we have in store coming next. And there's also a little surprise for someone in particular.
Nick G, come on in here, man.
That's you, dude.
Nick.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nicholas. Happy birthday to you.
We don't have any candles. I know. We have a lot of candles. We just don't have any fire.
Fire.
Invisible candles.
So, anything you want to say to the people for your birthday?
Thanks for celebrating with us.
We're celebrating with him.
All right, guys, we're going to let these guys cut the cake. And in the meantime, Mike McLean and I are going to show you a little bit about the Coffin Comics to come. First thing I'd like to do is to announce to you that we're crazy. So coming October 17th is a brand new Kickstarter for Hell Witch. This is the design of Hell Witch. And how my pal Anthony Delaney describes it is the Hell Witch story is Coffin Comics After Dark. I'm going to warn you, it involves ultraviolence, nudity, sex, and
Rock and roll?
it's totally rock and roll.
Right.
It's totally rock and roll. Hell Witch is actually a hellborn sorceress. And what I'd like to do is, if you come with me, I'm going to take you on a little bit of a preview of the art along with Mike. So come on with me through HQ. Hey. And again, I also like to say, February 22nd through 24th, please feel free to come on down to the Lady Death Fiend Festival. I think you will have a nice time. But in the meantime, let's preview Hell Witch, Hellborn #1, which is coming out October 17th, Wednesday, October 17th at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. This will be a 30-day Kickstarter campaign, and let me let you know that it's going to slightly overlap how we deliver Lady Death. So Lady Death is expected to be delivered in early November, but it's all under control. I want to give you an idea of what the pages look like. So the artist is Diego Bernard. If you take a look, this is a double-page spread. And for the purposes of comparison, I want to show you the black and white page, and then I want to show you the exact same page in color. So the illustrator is Diego Bernard, and the colorist is CC de la Cruz. At this particular moment, which is page 20 and 21 of Hell Witch, you're getting a turning point in the character. So Mike, I don't know if you want to add anything to the moment here, but well, let's tell people a little bit about what Hell Witch is about in general.
Well, Hell Witch is definitely a rise up from the bottom type story.
Literally.
She is a hellborn slave, and she's in the slave caste. And basically, she's the lowest of the low. And she has to prove herself throughout the comic and struggle against her position amongst the hive that she's born into.
Yeah, they're born in hives because they are in hell, and they're what I'd add is they're the natural denizens of hell. And in our rationale, demons, Lucifer, the archdukes of hell were interlopers. It's almost as if the hellborn were sort of like the Native Americans, and the demons and Lucifer and the archdukes were all the British invaders. So I'd like to show you the double page spread now in color. So please feast your eyes on the work of Diego Bernard and the coloristic stylings of CC de la Cruz. And again, Mike, I don't know if there's anything you'd like to add to this moment.
Well, this is when she is, if you notice from the picture, she's fighting in the gladiator pits. She's proving herself a warrior because they wouldn't let her be one in the beginning of the story.
Yeah, she was a lowly sanitation worker.
She was basically a sanitation worker. And this is her chance to prove herself, to prove her mettle. And she does so in gory, bloody fashion. What I love about the art in this one, I think we didn't mention Anthony Spey in the last segment about he did a tremendous job on Nightmare Symphony.
Yes, sir.
And Diego does a tremendous job in this one. Different art styles, but both equally just vivid and comes right off the page.
And moving on, here's another page. So Hell Witch, Hellborn #1 will be a 48-page square-bound book. It'll be a complete campaign. If you go to LadyDeathUniverse.com and consider signing up to our mailing list, we're doing interviews with the creators, and we're also showing you the list of cover artists, which are incredible. Our ultimate tier cover artist is a secret, and it's such a pleasure to be publishing this man's work again. But here's another page. This is page 16 from Hell Witch Hellborn, in which she finally begins to start realizing her innate power. Beautiful, lush work, nice dramatic lines of action in Diego's storytelling, and you can see the scale of the power that she's exerting. And then to the right, you'll see the exact same page, now in color, by CC de la Cruz. And at Coffin Comics, we're not interested in pumping out 10 monthly comic books that are hacked out. We're actually only putting out 200 new pages a year, and each page we want to spend a lot of time on, and we want to really maximize our artistic efforts on each one. So here you see Hell Witch. She's learning this particular power, and she's exerting it over this monumental building. And it shows you the type of scale of power that's inside this character, who begins as a lowly sanitation worker. But every good hero, quote unquote, needs a villain. So please feast your eyes on our villain of the story, which is the Hive Queen. So the Hive Queen. You'll also notice that we are featuring nudity. So if you have delicate sensibilities, I encourage you to stay away from Hell Witch, because we feature ultraviolence, nudity, and sex. So if that's a problem for you, stay away. What Mike would like you to know is that none of this was done from an exploitation point of view, and it's done largely in the service of the story. So that is our Hive Queen, and people are waiting upon her. And then to the right, you will see the same page colored by Cece. And this is, again, just a little preview of what come. Hell Witch Hellborn #1, launching on Kickstarter, Wednesday, October 17th at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Story by myself and Mike McLean, illustrated by Diego Bernard, colored by Cece De La Cruz, and lettered by veteran letterer Marshall Dillon. Covers by a host of phenomenal talent, some of which are familiar to Coffin Comics readers and some brand new. Now, for fun, I'll give you a little quick look at this. This may or may not be associated with the Hell Witch campaign. This is Dan Mendoza Originals. I don't know if these are or not. Feast your eyes for the Dan Mendoza fans. Who knows? And once we give you guys a quick view, I'm going to kind of go back into our conference room and give some parting messages. So please come with me as we go back into the conference room. And again, I encourage you to come on back. February 22nd to 24th, come on back. Oh, I think I did this a little earlier. For fun, here's another page from Hell Witch Hellborn. That's page 40. Diego Bernard, really cool page. Briefly, I would like to tell you and announce here in, Jimmy, what do you like to call this office?
The crypt.
So this is the crypt, and Mike, you're welcome to come on in. I'm going to announce in the privacy of this room that the next Lady Death Kickstarter will be released and kicked off on February 6th. The name of the story is Scorched Earth. What makes this story special is Lady Death finally comes to Earth. In February 9th of 2019 is the 25th anniversary of Lady Death, where we kick off an entire year of activity. But that's not all. Certainly February 9th is Lady Death Day, so get ready to celebrate. But we're kicking off the next Lady Death Kickstarter February 6th, Lady Death Scorched Earth. Now, Mike, I've heard a lot of people, they're interested in these things called challenge coins. Some of you got in on it, some of you didn't. I think there's a shot at a Lady Death 25th anniversary coin. I think that's a good idea.
That would be amazing.
So maybe that would be associated with the next Kickstarter. I don't know. And then what I find interesting is here's a cover from Lady Death Scorched Earth, and there's a note, eye patch. There's an eye patch missing. What is that all about? I don't really know. But then I'd also like to tell you, and I think Mike will be there, February 22nd, 23rd, 24th, right here in Arizona, we're doing the Lady Death Fiend Fest. We cordially invite all you guys and gals to come on out. It's gonna be bananas. Sign up to our mailing list at ladydeathuniverse.com to learn all the news about it, because it'll be nothing less than a spiritual experience. So I just wanted to say this in the privacy of the room between us, so no one really knew. But come on, let's all go say goodbye to everybody and say our thanks. These people are crazy.
It's half gone.
Folks,
Yes.
in conclusion,
Hey,
listen up.
Paul, now we have to go to work.
Hey guys, it's in conclusion, this was an amazing campaign. It was unbelievable. I don't even know how to express myself fully because $295,000 is amazing. If you were to ask me 4 years ago if anything like this was possible, it wouldn't have been in the realm of my thinking. How about you, Nick? Is that even possible? Like, would it have even been in the realm of thinking? No. So, Coffin Comics, on behalf of Coffin Comics, I want to thank everybody. Mike, any last words?
Just sworn.
Folks, you guys have been great. I've been Brian Pulido. This has been Coffin Comics. You have been great. Thank you so much. We're going to do everything that we can to honor everything that you've all that you have invested in us, and we're going to get to work starting tomorrow at 9 a.m. even though we're going to be hungover. So you've been great. I've been Brian. Holler at your boy.
Hey.
Hello.